Welcome to Anime Out of Context, a comedy review show where a man completely immersed in anime culture torments his co-host, who is only allowed to watch the shows featured here. If you'd like to support the show, you can do so at patreon.com/animeoutofcontext. Alongside over 100 hours of exclusive bonus material, all episodes uploaded to Patreon are completely ad-free, even to non-patrons. Thank you for listening, and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Anime Out of Context, the show where I attempt to explain the sometimes weird, sometimes wonderful, but always hilarious world of anime.
And does this mean I have the pass?
I'm Shaun Rollins.
Jeez, I'm so sorry.
Oh, God.
I'm so sorry.
As Rem has just reminded us, it is Pride Month.
I assure you there's context. I assure all of our lovely non-patron listeners there is context.
It's just
if you're not a patron, just ignore it. If you're not a patron, just ignore it.
Holy shit. Okay. I'm Shaun Rollins.
I'm Remington Chase.
Oh, Rem, happy Pride, bud. We're well and truly into it. And this week, our audience is interesting. Let me just put it to you this way.
Yeah.
Our audience, shortly after, like before they even knew what the first Pride Month episode was going to be, immediately started criticizing me about, man, can't wait to hear what dumbass decision Shaun makes for the first episode of Pride Month.
Yeah.
It is...
They're ready for you to fuck this up.
Yeah, which, in my defense, I think I chose a perfect way to start Pride Month.
It was a hell of a way to start. But, I mean, Pride Month is more than just 1 week, all right? So the follow-through, I think, is going to be equally as important.
Rem, you just want me to show you 3 good things in a row.
Well, ideally 4.
Well.
Ideally 4.
Ideally 4. Unfortunately, Rem, like, if I only ever showed you good things during Pride Month, Rem, we would run out. We would run out so fast, and, like, already it's a struggle.
And then we can urge and place the impetus upon creators to create more high-quality queer content, right? We're like, we've done all the good ones. Make more good ones.
But the problem is, Rem, until they actually do make those good things, next year's Pride Month could literally just be 4 or 5 shit awful queer shows.
I believe in human tenacity and that there has to be enough good queer media.
There is a lot of good queer media, but, like, man, oh man.
Here's what I think the problem is.
What?
We're restricting ourselves to anime.
No, I see.
I think that if we were to broaden our horizons...
So I should show you bad queer media from other things.
Or good queer media from other things.
I don't know, man. That doesn't feel like us at all. Like, we need a little bit of suffering, a little bit of bad vibes. But I will say, once again, I have gone off of 100% suggestions and recommendations.
Okay, all right. So what are we in for this week, Shaun?
So the really hilarious thing about this was, so you know that right before we started Pride Month, we did a little soft throw of a show, Polar Bear Cafe, yeah?
Sure, yeah.
Immediately after that, people started being like, man, if Shaun was clever and or funny, he would show the queer show that's about bears right afterwards. And obviously I didn't.
Proving to the world that you are neither clever nor funny.
I mean, hey, gang, my self-esteem is low enough as is. You don't need to pile on. But it was, ironically, it was something that was on my list from last year. Genuinely, just because, like, it was one of the first recommendations I got post-Pride Month aside from Hikaru. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll add that to the list. What's the worst it could be? Then, add it, like, near the top of the list and moved around. And then I saw those comments and I thought to myself, oh, no, I don't know if I can show it now. Because it feels like if I do, it will have been them shaming me into showing you the show.
He hates listening to the fans.
I do. It sucks.
Shaun wants to believe that he has radical free will on this podcast and that he is not subject to the whims of the listenership.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the gay bear anime that we're covering?
I never said we were actually doing it.
What the fuck are we doing then?
We might be doing it.
Okay. So what's the gay bear anime?
All right. So first of all, we've got to curb your expectations a little bit. When you think gay bear, what do you think of?
big hairy boy.
Big hairy boy. Ah, man, none of that.
Okay, alternatively, just an actual bear, an
Okay.
actual grizzly,
Okay.
fucking other grizzlies of the same sex.
Interesting.
That's the second the second option for gay bear.
No.
I'll be honest, I think we've run out of options. I think we've gotten through the possible options very quickly about what a gay bear can be.
Oh, God. Huh. Well, Rem, you obviously didn't think of the route that clearly this show would go down. Hey, Rem, remember Uma Musume?
Oh my god.
Remember how it was...
Bear girls?
Yeah.
And when we say bear girls, do we really just mean girls with bear ears? And, like, claws, maybe?
Kind of.
God damn it. God damn it.
Yeah, no, Rem. Genuinely, this was a recommendation for the show Yurikuma Arashi.
Okay, alright.
Yep. And it is the direct translation of it is kind of a wild statement. The direct translation of it, Rem, is Yuri Bear Storm.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't know what kind of mental image you have, but mine is definitely a little bit
Sharknado, but with Yuri bears.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. You nailed it. Wait, hold on. But yeah, no, Rem, like when I actually sat down to watch this show in preparation for Pride Month, I read the synopsis and I thought to myself, now is this just Uma Musume but with bears? And it is, but it isn't, and it's different, and it's a lot more Yuri forward, if that makes sense.
I mean, it's nice that it's more Yuri forward, alright? We want honesty in our queer media.
And well, this is where things get interesting. I'm just gonna verbatim tell you what the synopsis says here.
Go for it.
In the past, humanoid bears coexisted with humans. Right start.
Okay, so not bears, but humanoid bears.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep. And at some point, a meteor shower came through and had a traumatic effect on all of the bears of the world. They became violent and hungry for human flesh.
Oh.
Yeah. Sparring a bear versus man war.
You know, I didn't have a race war on my bingo card for this shit.
No, not hey, dog. Neither did I. Going into it, it wasn't. First of all, this is also a show from 2015.
Okay, all right, continue.
And yes, essentially, like at one point these were all together. Then bad things happened, and then a giant wall was erected separating the two civilizations. Essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then are we gonna get some dumbass like Romeo and Juliet, but gay bear story? Is that where this is going?
Not too far off, honestly. It's more so that man, we've got these two lovers that are attending an academy together, sneaking through, but you know, man oh man, there are still high tensions everywhere. It's a weird ass metaphor for love and being allowed to love who you want to love. It is.
Does it seem like it's perhaps trying to do a bit much?
What,
you mean like we could remove
the bear aspect?
A good 80% of the elements. You choose which 80% we remove. It can really be like any 80%, and that like it would still be an intelligible story, but like a more focused one.
You know, but then we wouldn't have over the top dramatic bear Yuri. And where would we be without that?
All right, well, anything more I need to know about?
Genuinely, Rem, I don't think I could say more that would explain anything further or clarify anything. All I know...
All right, just toss me into the deep end of Bear Yuri.
Yeah, genuinely, Rem, like, it was... verbatim, one of the recent messages we got in our Patreon channel was, if Shaun were a smarter, funnier man, Polar Bear Cafe would have led into Yurikuma Arashi, so we get 2 weeks of bear content.
Well, now we have a bear sandwich.
We have a bear sandwich, rather. Or...
a body horror sandwich.
A body horror sandwich with bear bread, yes. We had bear bread for a sandwich, and God, I wanted to not do this as soon as I saw all those comments, because I was like, no, wait. But yeah, no, Rem, hey, look, it's about time we covered some weird queer anime, and I figured that this qualifies. And who knows, Rem, maybe there will be some nuances and experiences here in this lovely gay bear romance anime that will really raise Pride Month up to the highest echelons of entertainment this year.
It's possible.
It is possible. I mean, like genuinely, it was one of the first things that was recommended to us right after Pride Month finished.
Crazy.
So, hey, why not? Let's go straight into it. Let's go watch some Yurikuma Arashi. And we are back after watching the first 4 episodes of the 2015 anime Yurikuma Arashi. So tell me, Rem, did you have a great time, or was it a little too much for you to bear, as it were?
Huh. Comedy.
There's such mirth in your voice, Rem. You seem thrilled.
Okay, so, this is a weird show.
Yes, correct. Hey, Rem. Yeah.
Which is a gentle understatement.
Look, when I said at the first half of this episode, it's like, man, I don't know what I could say to prepare you for this. I wasn't kidding.
Yeah, it's one of the weirder ones. And I think a lot of this part 2 is going to be delineating between the weird that contributes to the show's value and the weird that obfuscates or diminishes the value, because I do think we have both kinds of weird here.
We've got a weird scale system going on here.
Like it's very idiosyncratic, very different, very unique, very stylistic. Some of those seem to work. Others seem wildly unnecessary.
Man, unnecessary things in the cultural bear girl love divided society that we live in. I'm sorry, not that we live in, that the people in the show we live in. You and I are living in like a humanoid bear society, as far as I'm aware. unless they're like hiding from us.
And look, I'm gonna level with you. Insofar as I'm gonna touch the bear lore, I don't think I stand a fucking chance. Basically, there was an asteroid, it broke off, there was a meteor shower.
Yep.
Bears started walking and eating people.
Yes, correct.
And then there are bear people who are the bears, maybe? Who the bears could, at some point, turn into people.
Yeah. As
well. That has not been really discussed. It just happens.
It's Uma Musume logic, really.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is, John.
Yeah, well, I suppose in fairness, in Uma Musume, horses have always been anime girls.
Yes.
In this, there does appear to be like an evolutionary track.
Bears,
yep.
Which the big point isn't what the fuck's going on with the lore. It's really how it hits the central metaphor, right? Mm-hmm. And before I even start talking about the plot, which is communicated in an insane way. Let's talk about the metaphor that then will help us with the plot.
Rem, you seem perturbed. You seem upset. You seem confused.
I just want our listeners to know that I'm going to explain it in a more logically coherent way than it is presented.
That's probably for the best, because
I don't want our listeners to think
that you're having a stroke,
that I'm having a stroke, or even that this is an easy watch. It is not. All right. You
did ask me on 2 separate occasions how much of it you had to watch.
Yes. Look, this is a horny bear anime, but you're gonna have to put in the work. You're gonna have to put in the work to see these horny bears. So okay, I'm gonna say the metaphor I think as they're going for. I have some issues with their metaphor, but bears represent queerness. All right. At least that's what it seems to be. Bears represent queerness, which kind of doesn't make sense considering what the fuck does that mean for the lore? All right. So what? There were no queer people
before the meteor
struck? All of a sudden there were a bunch, and now they're predatory. And it seems like eating is a metaphor for any type of intimacy or sex, but at the same time, it's also sometimes not at all a metaphor, and sometimes they kill the people. They do murder the people.
There are also a lot more guns than you would have anticipated, right?
Yeah, so, yes. So, the bears are queerness, but also...
sometimes they're just bears.
Sometimes they're just bears. and that's sort of like one of the main problems is that I see creeping up frequently where I'm like, okay, some interesting metaphors here. And then it'll introduce an element and I'm like, how does that work with the metaphor you're building, bud? I don't know if there are great answers. I also, don't adore the idea of queerness being inherently tied to predation, especially in a society and culture where half of the political spectrum is overtly trying to make such a connection on the daily. And you could say, once again, well, perhaps it is not about the connection, but it is about the perceived connection, right? It's not that queerness is attached to predation inherently within this show. After all, very often eating is not eating. Eating is not killing. Eating is just intimacy. But then, what about the times it is? What about all the times it is just predation? It is just murder. It is just killing. And so there at least does seem to be, to some extent, a genuine connection there, not just a perceived connection. And so that doesn't... So that's it. We're just getting started here, folks.
The bottom piece of this bear sandwich bread is a little more complex than you would have anticipated.
It also, oh Lord! All right, so in episode 4, they do the closest to a solid explanatory narrative they have with a fairy tale, but maybe real flashback telling of one of the bear girls, Lulu, and she was a princess in a castle, and her bear mothers, one of them had a son, and he became the heir apparent, and he's also a bear. He's also a bear. Every other bear is a girl. Every other bear is a queer lesbian. This little kid, not a queer lesbian. If anything, the only love that is expressed is towards his sister, right? Where he has a great amount of love for his sister. Probably, look, he's young. It's probably platonic, but it is spoken in the same terms as everybody's talking about the absolutely lust-filled love. So that's kind of weird, but I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt there, right? That it's not creepy and weird and incestuous. It's just, a genuine true love, but at the same time, but why is he a bear though? Why is he a bear, though?
Is it like do you think it's like a Ganon situation with the...
I'm sorry, is Ganon queer as fuck?
I mean, if you've read the fan fictions I've read, right? And I mean, he's voiced by Matt Mercer in Tears of the Kingdom. What do you think?
I'm going to love with you, Shaun. Mm-hmm. While being quite familiar with the Legend of Zelda franchise, I have never played through a full game.
Oh, so you don't know that Ganon is the rarely born male of the Gerudo group of people who are all female for the most part?
Yeah, no idea.
Yeah, no idea. Okay,
no fucking clue.
I mean, it's pretty early on in Ocarina of Time, but hey,
When I played Ocarina of Time, which I did play a lot of, it was... So, okay. My mom used to work at a pawn shop, and one of the nice things, it was as I was growing up when I was real young, some daycares didn't work out, right? And so eventually she realized, well, I can just after kindergarten and after like first couple grades, I can just bring them to work, pick them up, bring them to work, and they can just chill in the back where there's like used gaming systems and a bunch of used games and even like used memory cards and stuff. So I've played hours and hours of Ocarina of Time, starting from different save points that were not mine. When I was very young.
Did you at least get to be traumatized by dead hands in the well under?
Oh yeah, let me tell you right now. There was at least one of the saves, in one of the first saves I tried. They were in the time changing temple.
The Temple of Time, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. And it was adult Link, and so I just wander out into the city and immediately swarmed by
Redeads?
The fucking Redeads, which was horrific.
Oh, yeah.
When I was young. It was like, what the fuck? What the hell? So that was fucked. Anyway.
That made sense.
Long story short, Ganon is a lesbian bear. I think that's what the point of that tangent was.
I think that's where that goes. Yeah.
So, don't really know where a lot of these like specific elements go on that, but okay, we'll broadly say bear equals queer. All right, and I feel relatively comfortable with such a metaphor. And bears have been excluded from normal society with a great separation force, a big wall and shit. But bears have also deliberately invaded human society, which once again, don't love this framing, because once again, this is all too familiar and insidious framing for queer individuals, where I can hear the right-wing commentators now. I can hear Shaun's radio hosts.
Okay, hold on.
That he listens to all the time, just in the background, arguing, being like, and you can't even tell, but they're there, and then they start indoctrinating the kids. You won't even know, right? And bullshit like that. And it's rhetoric
the bears gay, yeah.
And it's rhetoric that's existed since like the 50s, and it's not great. So that, the separation where it's like, oh, the metaphor of trying to deliberately exclude and prohibit and disenfranchise queer individuals, removing them overtly or covertly from society. Okay, that makes sense. How the metaphor is used, I don't know about that. And so these are like the kinds of ingredients and elements we have. Okay, so I guess now we can talk. we've talked about. Oh, and then there's also, I don't even know. We'll talk about the court. It's a metaphor for something, though. I'm not sure what.
I do love how I've sent you down this path of the absurd, bipartisan bear society mixed with human society, and I have locked you in a maze of metaphors that you think may or may not exist.
I'm confident the metaphors exist. I don't always love how they're communicated, and I also don't know if they're fully thought out.
What if the metaphor is just haha gay bears?
I am relatively confident that's not the case.
Okay.
I don't think a cigar is just a cigar. I don't think a bear is just a bear in this instance.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
It is very intentional with what it's doing. I just don't know if it's communicating those intentions amazingly. So, episode 1, we meet two girls. All right, main girl. How do you pronounce her name? With the K.
Kureha.
Kureha, okay. Kureha and Sumika, they're having some good old lesbian attraction by the garden, expressing their love for one another. But then, oh no, the bear alarm hits. And we learned the backstory about how an asteroid came down, broke apart, meteor storm, made bears walk on 2 legs. The bears started eating people, and that's the nature of things. They've sneakily entered into the school. They want to eat people, specifically 2 bears, Ginkgo and Lulu. And they're oh boy, they're hungry. We hear all about this invisible storm. No fucking idea what the invisible storm is. It's been talked about a lot. And I'm not...
Hey man, like, if I had you watch the whole series, you probably still would have questions about the invisible storm.
I'm not... Yeah, they talk about it a lot. The way they use it's very confusing, right? Because it would be as if I, like, pointed to the sky, right?
Uh-huh.
And was like, Glorb! And you were like, oh, okay, so maybe Glorb is sky. And then I point all around us and I'm like, Glorb! And you're like, okay, maybe it's like outside of the world or something. And then I point to myself, Glorb! And then it's like, is it everything? And then I point to something, not Glorb. And you're like, okay, so it's not everything, but I don't know what the fuck it is. You're using it a lot of different ways, but I can't find out what the fuck the connection is.
And you just don't want to provoke it, man. Don't provoke the invisible storm and you'll be fine.
And I'm like, is the invisible storm queer urges? But then why would it be the invisible storm? Why not, like, keep with the bear metaphors? Why not, like, an animalistic primal? Why not sort of, like, play with, like, I don't know, a fucking werewolf or some shit? Why the invisible storm? So I don't know. I don't No. It doesn't help that it is communicated through a bunch of other jargon. It isn't that they spend some time discussing the Invincible Storm in isolation, right? It is like, yes, the Invincible Storm, and of course we have the Severance Court, and don't forget about the Severance Wall, and of course you can be Lily approved, which is homo certified, and just there's a lot. It throws a lot at you, and it ain't easy to keep it all in one place. So, continuing on.
Does it help if I clarify that the Invisible Storm is like a order-keeping secret council?
Not really.
See, that's what I thought. I figured people might be mad at me if I didn't mention
Not
that,
really.
but here you go. You know what? It's okay.
Okay,
Continue.
so the Invisible Storm, we'll say that that's a metaphor for the heteronormative fascist state. I don't know what to do with that, so I'm just going to put it there.
It is there. It is on the board. We've addressed the Invisible Storm. Now let's move on.
Yeah, I mean, nothing really has happened with it, so at least thus far. So, we also meet Yurizono, she's another one of the girls. And she catches Kreia and Sumika at the garden expressing their love for each other. And she agrees to join them against the Invisible Storm. They're in it together, I guess. You may be wondering, who the fuck, but you said a bunch of names. Who the fuck are we talking about? We don't know. We don't know yet. We don't know anything about any of these people. We know a couple of them are bears, a couple of them are in love. That's what we know. That's all we know.
Let's go, lesbians.
Notably, the two has shown being in love. Apparently, or at least at this stage, neither of them are bears. One of them might secretly be a bear. The other one might also secretly be a bear. Everyone might actually be a bear, which I don't know what that does for the metaphor either. Just everybody's a bear. Just every girl is a lesbian. So, Sumika, one of the girls in love, she gets eaten. Or at least she goes missing, presumed eaten, because there were bear tracks. Now, those could be Sumika's tracks if she turned into a bear. Kreia is called, presumably by the council or some shit, and told to go on the roof if her love is true because she has bear shooting duty. This will happen repeatedly, where she will be called and told by a mysterious voice that it is her responsibility, if her love is true, to go on the rooftop right now because there's bears and shoot them. The bears always meet her there. They know this is the meeting place where people are sent to hunt bears. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
If you love someone really a lot, you have to hunt others of the same kind, apparently. It is not great.
She goes up there and she finds Gingo and Lulu, the two bears. And also there's Sumika's glasses there. Or at least we think it's those two bears. It's actually two different bears. It's not the two bears we know. It's two bears we aren't aware of yet.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. Kind of.
The amount of actual death in the show is quite shocking, by the way.
The bears knock her off the building, where she then falls into the cosmic staircase.
Yeah.
She will repeatedly be thrown off the roof into the cosmic staircase.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Now, listeners, you may wonder what the fuck that means, and I don't know. I just know she's bad at shooting bears. They knock her off. She falls down the cosmic staircase and wakes up later, often around bears.
God, being a lesbian must be so tricky, man.
Lesbians, how do you handle the cosmic staircase?
Yeah.
Like on the daily.
Like it seems complex. If I'm being honest,
I think it'd be okay if you could just walk up and down the staircase, but you do need to be pushed down it and then hover over it as you fall. And that just seems...
It seems
See,
tricky.
I'll be honest, lesbians, it seems unnecessary. I believe in a society where lesbians don't have to take the cosmic staircase.
No. But if you enjoy taking Cosmic Staircase, let us know.
It should be an option.
Yeah.
It should be an option. I just don't think it should be
Mandatory.
as obligatory as
Yeah.
it seems to be.
Like, once you figure out, oh no, I like girls, you shouldn't have to be immediately flung down the Cosmic Staircase.
Yeah. I don't think that should be an initiation requirement.
You should
That's where I'm at.
you should at least have a helping hand, at the very least.
Instead of just pushed.
Yeah.
All right, so after she's knocked off, Ginkgo and Lulu are brought to Severance Court, where life sexy, life cool, and life what is it? Beauty, life adorable.
It's I just remember Life Sexy, Life Cool. I think it's Life Beauty. Yeah, it's Life Beauty.
Life Beauty, who cares about cuteness, but is life beauty.
Yeah.
You think they would talk about beauty more? They don't. They only talk about cuteness.
I mean, beauty, cuteness. I mean, there's some overlap there.
There's overlap, but it seems like a really easy, and it's like probably a weird translation thing, but it seems like an easy fix there. And they have a torn verdict where life cool is always the bad cop, and life beauty and life sexy always side with Ginkgo and Lulu and do a Lillian statement, which is where they get Lily approved / homo certified, where they go from their bear form to a magical transformation into sexy bear human form. Notably, they don't look like they do in their human forms. They're wearing clothes that we do not see them in other than in the court.
It's like magical girl transformation rules, really.
We do not. It's a magical girl transformation where then you ignore the transformation. Because I cannot emphasize, it's not that they need to do this to transform. Certainly it doesn't seem that way, at least. Because it seems like they transform back and forth without seeing the court. But then it also you'd be jarring if Sailor Moon, she does her transformation, right, and into a specific outfit, and then she's just in the next scene wearing a completely different outfit, and you'd be like, oh, it seemed like she transformed into that outfit though. No, okay, it's strange. And then after the verdict, they give oral to Korea.
Sorry, Ryan, what was that?
They get up all up in there. They get all up in there.
That doesn't seem appropriate for a school environment.
And then Yurizono finds bears eating a girl, maybe Lulu and Ginkgo eating quote unquote Kreia. I don't know. It also at best seems, even if it's just helping Kreia realize her true self, her true bear self, which seems kind of the direction they're going. Kreia does not know these people and doesn't seem to be given enthusiastic consent for whatever may be happening. So I don't know this. So it seems, look, and then some people will be like, no, it's a double layered metaphor. It's a metaphor on top of a metaphor, Remington. You don't even, there's 3 metaphors deep that make it acceptable. First, look, as is, not acceptable. First metaphor level, not acceptable. Second level, dubious. Third metaphor level, totally fine. and if the response were anything like that, I might just say like, hey, maybe they should have toned it down a little. Maybe they could have.
They've taken it a cosmic staircase too far, is what you're saying.
Because I'm also like, look, I think we can agree these are relatively basic metaphors that I've laid out here, right? Nothing is too crazy, but then the storytelling is whack as hell. I will say, stylistically, the show is pretty neat. It's got a pink, black, and red color palette along everything. It's got the girly pop shining floor everywhere. Just absolutely everywhere. I don't know why. Because I'm like, it's 100% just the shining floor. But just like bubblegum pink. Okay. All right. So that's episode 1.
Are you gonna make it through the remaining episodes, bud?
I don't know. Probably because it's. I'm gonna simplify. All right.
It sounds like you need. Yeah, like I felt episode 4 was a good stopping point because of the sheer overwhelming amount of information. Not to mention that the information that you get in episode 4 is actually like helps clarify some of the.
It's the only one that tries to make sense.
Yes.
The rest is like it's gonna push you into the deep end and be like, good luck, fucker.
Yeah, so that's why I stopped.
Which I can appreciate in my media, but I don't.
Hey, Matt, there are 8 episodes you've yet to see, so like there's a lot going on.
I just think it's pushing it a little bit, you know? I don't know if all of it was quite necessary. Anyway, Gingo and Lulu are trying to get close to Kreha because they especially Lulu are just so fucking attracted. They really, 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 really want to eat this girl, right? And so they desperately want to do that. But Kreha has trained her entire life to shoot bears. She wants to shoot bears. Now, she's really bad at it. She is. All we see her do in her free time is practice shooting bears. And then anytime she has an opportunity, she really struggles. Which is unfortunate because that is one of the only things we know about her.
Could be like a metaphor for dating when you don't know your own sexuality, really, if you think about it.
I mean, it seems more like repression.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
this one. They're less metaphorical about killing bears. They're bears eating people. They're relatively metaphorical about people killing bears. They're relatively literal about that. They're like, yeah, you take a gun, you shoot a bear, we kill bears. Aren't you worried that they'll kill you because she wants to kill bears? So even within the metaphor, Kreha is a closeted bear who externalizes those deeply seated anxieties by killing other queer folks. So,
yeah, when you frame it like that, it's not great, is it?
It doesn't seem great. And also, it's perhaps somewhat justified because she somewhat reasonably believes that a bear killed the girl she loves. I just think that perhaps the metaphor is muddled is all. I just think that if they weren't distracted by the style and making it weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of the style and weirdness undermines the central metaphor, which for this show seems like it should be a bit more important than the style and weirdness. And you could still have style and weirdness. I love style and weirdness. If you're like, hey, style and weirdness combined with queer metaphors and just like LGBTQ themes, it's like, hell yeah, brother. It's like, I saw the TV Globe, one of my favorite horror movies of the decade. It's so fucking good. And it is quintessentially that. But its metaphor is a lot more focused and meaningful. Even if it's delivered in a weird way, it holds up very powerfully. I don't think I can say the same for this so far. I think it's playing with some interesting ideas, playing with interesting themes and concepts and even like styles and delivery in a somewhat interesting way. But I also think that it's an absolute mess. And also, look, I ain't gonna deny it. I feel uncomfortable with how often we see naked teenagers. We see way too many naked teens. They're all over the fucking place. It is absolutely everywhere. And it is in a highly eroticized manner. And I think it is okay to have teens who are sexual in media because teens are sexual, right? Very often. But I don't
think we should be seeing that. Yeah.
I don't think it. Well, I don't think that they should be so heavily eroticized, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think the audience should be invited to be like, damn, look at these teenagers, ain't that fucking sexy? Like, I don't think that should be the response you're eliciting. If your media exploring teenage sexuality ends up with a Rule 34 page that is more active than people like discussing the themes in a meaningful way, I think you fucked up. I think you made a misstep somewhere. Like, don't get me wrong, the Rule 34 page, it'll happen regardless. But if it's more active than the core community who are like, wow, it actually had substance.
Yeah, if it makes it feel better, from what I can tell, the vast majority of people who love this show are interested in like the absurdity, the metaphor, the avant-garde nature of it, and like the strange look into queer representation from 2015.
I largely believe that, especially because those are the notable things. Asterisk.
Like I'm sure there's loads. I don't think I want that in my search history. So,
yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, so I'm going to assume that tag is low.
Anyway, Yurizono ends up talking with another girl. They share a steamy moment together. Later, that other girl turns out is a bear. Kureha, and the bear pushes her off onto the cosmic staircase, but then but then Yurizono shows up and shoots the bear girl, who is the girl she was seducing. And then later we learn Yurizono actually is a bear girl herself, and she takes responsibility for killing Sumika and taunts Kureha. And everybody wants a piece of Kureha. Everybody's like, oh my god, yes. Which once again, a little bit weird. Don't I don't love what they're doing with these metaphors.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it's not like none of these characters are particularly deep or interesting. Stylistically, it's neat. The metaphors and themes are neat. The characters are one-dimensional, and the plot is a mess. There seems like there's something of value to be found here. They are making it difficult, possibly in the hopes that through obscurity, it will feel like quality. They'll be like, hey, the journey was so difficult, so wasn't it a good one? It's like, I don't know if that's always true.
Hey man, if I had time to show you the whole series in one sitting, like we would be sat here talking for hours, I think.
Yeah, and even then, the best I think I could say would just be, it's recontextualized, it really picks up, and they really pull it together, in which case, why the fuck did it start like that? Even, I can accept one episode. 3 episodes like this? Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That is rough.
Mm-hmm.
We see some interesting stuff from the teacher, where the teacher condemned Sumika for her own death, saying she was evil and got punished, and then they all search for evil. It's not wildly clear what that means or going on, but we do get some tinges of interesting religiously loaded language about punishment coming for those who have sinned, blah blah blah. If you're suffering, it's because you've sinned, shit like that. Once again, some interesting ingredients. I just wish that there was a little bit more focus in the storytelling so that the interesting ideas and metaphors could thrive. Anyway, Kureha phone call goes up, gets taunted by Yurizono, and ends up shooting her off the building, largely thanks to Ginkgo and Lulu being erotically and psychically linked to Kureha in a moment of need on the cosmic staircase. And then, 4th episode, we learn all about how Lulu repeatedly tried to kill her younger brother in awful, terrible ways, and kind of succeeded, and now misses him. I don't know what to do with that.
Just put it on the corkboard for later. Maybe there'll be a red string connecting.
Put it on the corkboard and shrug right now. And then when she was the heir again, a bunch of suitors came, namely Life Sexy, Life Cool, and Life Beauty, the 3 bear boys. But if they're bear boys, then why are they trying to get a woman's attention if they are the sort of embodiments of queerness? And indeed, they run the court, but then they run the court that, I don't know, is supposed to, judge your queer credentials or if your queerness is acceptable. So they're some weird queer gatekeepers, but then they are bears, but they aren't queer. They do, at least a couple of them seem really into lesbians. They're like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. Life Sexy, he's like, oh my god, that's so fucking hot. Every time, that's why he makes the verdict. every time he's just like, yeah, that sounds fucking sexy. But I don't know, man. That doesn't.
Well, maybe there's something that we're missing, you know? We're two cishet guys, and like maybe there's something about this queer council that we just haven't been enlightened with. If someone would love to educate us on the antics of the Queer Bear Council, please let us know.
Could you guys, if anybody in the community, look, I want to be an ally, but I don't understand the queer council that judges all of your guys' decisions and evaluates whether you're part of the crew or not. So if someone could teach us more about that. And then it does seem to take place in the same cosmic realm as the cosmic staircase. So, like, you guys tell me, like, are lesbians more in tune? I guess, do gay guys have to get thrown down the cosmic staircase as well? We don't see it here, but...
Or is it more of like a cosmic lift? Like a cosmic elevator?
Who knows?
Is there a difference? Look, we're just trying to learn. We got the pronouns down. We're good on that.
Anyway, this is how Lulu and Ginkgo meet, and Ginkgo has someone she loves who's in the human realm, and she needs to deliver love for a promised kiss. And this would be like love with capital L and promised kiss with a capital P and K. These are proper concepts in the world.
Yes.
And she's willing to risk death to do so. Once again, risk death. Death very clear here. Which at one point you could be like, okay, because it kind of makes sense in a heteronormative society that views queer individuals as less than people and vilifies them to a heavy degree, especially if it's regimented and largely fascistic, like we get glimpses of. Then expressing queer love is such an act of resistance that it could lead to literal death. Right? And so it's like, hey, it fits within the metaphor. But then also, remember, Kreha is spending all of her free time desiring, imagining, fantasizing, and practicing killing bears. And so once again, it seems very literal. It seems very literal.
I can't help but think that people are going to want us to revisit this in the future. Because they're like, well, you only showed them the first 4 episodes. Clearly, everything clears up with the remaining 8. And it's like...
I guess you could be like, well, no, for Kreha and Kreha only, it's a metaphor about how she wants to destroy the queerness within herself, but for obvious reasons fails to do so, right? Some bullshit like that. But we have seen that the death, it seems rather literal. They seem rather literal about it, and it doesn't seem inwardly directed. It seems very externally directed. I don't know, man. There's a lot going on here. I think there's so many interesting ideas, but I think they undermine themselves just as often as they do something interesting. This is a unique show. I don't know if I can call it a good show. There's stuff there.
There is something here.
There's something there. I just don't. I don't know if it's being executed in an ideal fashion.
I mean, if people want to send us their interpretations of things and things that we may have missed, with bearing in mind, that we've only seen the first 4 episodes. Well, Remington's only seen the first 4 episodes. I've seen the rest of it, and I'm
without spoilers, Shaun.
Yeah.
Big picture wise, when I'm talking about the metaphors, does that seem pretty reasonable? Or are there any that I'm way off base with?
There's some new things that get introduced that twist the narratives a little bit, but I think based on information you have and what we've seen so far, I don't think you're far off.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Like, look, man, like there's
which once again, motherfuckers, I need to emphasize.
There's a lot going on.
I assume, for the benefit of this show, that the first 3 episodes are the most confusing batshit episodes. I'm going to assume that, or at least most confusing, maybe not most batshit, there will be craziness later on, but most confusing because it throws you into the deep end without a lot. And I imagine that as you develop context, then when it does crazy shit like that, you'll be like, oh, I kind of get it. Right. And so, give me a little bit of charity, the fact that I have been absolutely thrown into the deep end.
Yeah. So that's what you think, Rem. What do you think the weeps think?
I truly have no clue. 8 point... I got no idea. But that's just because it's like very unique and different. I think queer weebs, especially lesbian weebs, will be like, holy shit, it's doing something interesting, which is rare. Rare for anime, and especially rare for queer anime.
Mm-hmm.
It's particularly lesbian anime. Gay anime, boy love anime, they get higher quality stories on average, I feel, because they're less hyper fetishized. Very often, quote unquote, lesbians showing up in anime, a solid 80% of the time, it is purely for the male gaze. If not more, frankly. And so that it's like, dude, it's doing something. It's doing something. And I think there are things that do this kind of something better, but in the anime sphere, like, hey, you don't got a lot. And stylistically, you know, there's stuff there. 8.09, but it could also be high sevens.
Okay, is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay, Rem. Only 36,000 people have watched this show.
Okay.
Very low for it being out over a decade. And with those 36,000 people, Yurikuma Arashi is sitting nice and pretty at 7.04.
Okay. They're not big on it. They're not big on it, as it turns out.
Generally speaking, the people who talk about the show positively, like, brush a lot of the things that you mentioned in the positive way. But there's a lot of people who watched the first 3 episodes of this show and were like, what the fuck is this nonsense, and dropped it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so it's very mixed, and there's a lot of people talking about, hey, what's this queer bullshit?
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot, like, it's...
I suppose I think I overestimated because I assumed that it would be so niche that...
It would be higher based on, like, the people that watch it, but...
it would only be sought after by the very specific queer weebs who would give it a chance.
Yeah, and the thing is it...
Seems like it broke containment.
I definitely think it did, in a lot of cases.
And I guess it makes sense, because you can be like, insane queer bear anime, right?
Uh-huh.
And I think it has potential. I don't think it's getting a favorable review based on the first 4 episodes.
Yeah.
I can see it getting better. I struggle to imagine me retroactively being like, not only did it get better, but actually, in hindsight, those first 4 episodes were exactly what they needed to be. I don't think... I struggle to see many realities where that's the case, though it's theoretically possible.
Yeah.
I think what's more likely is, oh, okay, it is indeed doing something really interesting and special and different. It just, for some largely unnecessary reason, wants to conceal that from you.
Yeah, and I will say, at the time that this anime dropped, the most popular things that were airing at the time were sequel seasons to things. So there's a chance that it's like, oh, this is one of the few new things in this season. It's got cute girls doing cute things in theory, and I see girls with guns. Okay, that could be fun and interesting. So it may have breached that containment, and less than savory individuals saw it, realized how blatantly queer-coded it is, that they immediately had a fit over it. I don't know if that's exactly what happened, but based on some of the negative reviews I've read that aren't talking about, like, the genuine things that you've pointed out, it doesn't seem like people are, or at least people then weren't giving it, like, the fairest of shakes. Though, in fairness, people were probably extra bitter about the sequel season to Tokyo Ghoul at that point, because that came out around the same time. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I would love to hear from our audience who... We got a lot of recommendations for it, actually, like, from separate... like, right after Pride Month ended last year, because, like, hey, you want something weird and interesting for Pride Month next year? Here you go. And I've had it in the back of my mind ever since. And then I watched it in prep for Pride Month. I'm like, how much can I show, get a full episode, while also doing justice the sheer weirdness and absurdity that I just sat through? Because, I watched all 12 episodes in the span of 3 days, and that was a lot. Usually I can go faster in one go, but... Yeah,
no, it's a bit brain-breaking.
Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot.
I look, the closest comparison I can make for sort of narrative style is the Rick and Morty fucking anime.
Oh, and God.
Similarly, there's interesting things going on, but I do think there's a better way.
Well, hey, maybe we'll just have to come back, finish it up, and see if your thoughts and views change or opinions shift. Let us know if you think that's a good idea. Not you, Rem. You're scared to return to anything like this.
Yeah.
But if our audience enjoys it, then let us know. So I do think with that in mind, though, I guess the final thing I need to ask you, is there any chance you'd like to give a little bit more Yurikuma Arashi another go?
Upon recommendation.
So we need recommendations, is what you're saying.
In isolation, no. In isolation, I'm not really interested. But if somebody I trusted was like, hey, there's some genuinely really neat shit, persevere, then I'd be like, okay, I can see it, I can imagine it.
So you're telling me I need to force a bunch of our trusted queer friends to watch the show and report back?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I can do that. I don't... It's going to be interesting, because I can think of several people we know that'll watch this and their brains will turn to mush in comparison to yours.
If our queer friends, if more of them give a thumbs up than don't, after having watched all of it, then I'm down to return to it.
Okay, I'll go talk to the lesbians. And with that in mind, thank you all so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. If you enjoyed Rem being confused by the concept of bears, almost 2 weeks in a row, then please head on over to wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a review. They mean the world to us, and we do read every single one. And if that is still not enough for you, twitch.tv/AnimeOutOfContext, where myself, Dylan, and Remington occasionally play video games very poorly. Been playing a bit of Repo lately. It's been fun. It's been silly. We're very bad at it. And if that is still not enough for you, you can head on over to patreon.com/AnimeOutOfContext, where you gain access to all kinds of lovely bonus material, including the opportunity to be thanked live on the podcast. So, Rem, who are we thanking this week?
All right, Shaun.
Yes, Rem?
Is Patreon fucked for you?
Don't like that. Hold on.
It's fucked in the same way it was last week, where it's only showing at most 2 words of their names.
Let me see.
And I just want to see, but does it seem like a lot are cut off to you?
Some definitely are. They've done the ... ellipses thing.
Does it seem like a lot of them are?
About 1 in every 3?
Yeah, okay, so it's doing the same thing. Cool.
Okay,
so
Patreon did just change things and made it bad.
All right, so I'm gonna read that. Look, lovely patrons, Patreon is being finicky. I have ideas on how to troubleshoot it. I thought it was just a one-time thing for last week. No, Patreon just had some weird update for formatting, and so
yeah, because I'm removing columns now, and it's just not even giving me more text, which is
so. We will troubleshoot moving forward. It'd be so much easier if we were smart or planned ahead and just exported out the names in advance of the episode. We might do that next week. In which case it wouldn't matter. But because we foolishly think that the names should be able to be read from the Patreon website, we are punished for it. Next week it'll be better, I promise. Anyway, we'd like to send our regards to our bland bitch protagonists, as well as our magical girls, who we really appreciate. But moving on, we get to our yandere waifus, who are devouring us whole. On that list, we have Remerin Hi, Anime Conpod, Hajimaru Yo, Noctua. I, Remington, really want to watch more Sword Art. Chuck Burnett, Remington should show Rem the... I should also note, for some reason, this is the pages get smaller, so you might be like, oh, this is almost an acceptable amount of name to be read. I assure you, it, for some reason, shrinks. Shaun Rollins, are you single? Because none of your exes could. Gripin, crypt update. We got distracted 3 hours, 0 out of 61 achievements. Little bitch boy Remington says, what? Matt wants to thank you all for being awesome. Tech Turtle, the wheel is rolling towards a mirror. Nikki revisit. Eggfest, yet he has nothing to say. Boost your relationship to continue. Shaun's really insistent that he said Tigger. Shaun versus Absolute Batman Child Punting Cup 2026. I don't think Mr. Chaser should host Pride Month. A Grimoire that makes you last longer by 6.7%. Red Pill Rollins versus the Haliban in basketball 1v1 win. Remington and Shaun are my favorite closeted Mormons. Anime Slimes. I'm almost in my 3rd trimester. Calderius. Ryan Moody. Week 50 of using my Patreon name to request code geese. Sparsy. Sentenced to be a podcast host. What does Goon got to do with it? Dylan's voice makes me come. Jake Dent. Wolfire 56, The Nerd 98, Lucky Stars, the King of Moe. Shaun, please put Rem in a jar. I'm getting bored of Judy. I thought I had a solution, but I don't.
Shame.
April Fools start now. 1737898HDB6. Were you trying to awaken the sleeper cell of April Fools?
That's what I was trying to figure out. That does feel like a sleeper cell type of name.
I can't believe I made an account for this. Wes Kane, Shaun, Red Pill, Milf Hunter, Dakimakura, Love and Rollins. Bento Kato, Pride Month stole patron letters, call that alphabet. Remington is right. Brett Rollins writing against the gays next month. This week's identity pitch, the reincarnation of Joseph. Excuse me, that lolly is at least 500 years old, Shaun. To quote the angel Gabriel, may your elves be many. Seraphim the Shark Pledgy, Aisha Gudgy, Blarf, Macaroni Cheesa, Daniel Riot, the day's fighting will conquer the world with Roar Noah. Shaun ruined my happy sugar life when he decided. Super Zoo, Erica McCorkle. Rem, what do you think of Magic the Gathering? Link Joe Curl. Shaun wants to give Spoon Ram thank Yank. Rem uses the drums of liberation to free all weeps. I want a Marvel movie starring Shaun as Spider-Man. Help! Daddy Rem, tell me a bedtime story about Shaun's nut. Turban, we need to separate podcasts here, Remingtons. Stacy's mom. Amazing Muffin. Watching Requiem. King Rich Rocks. Pro tips out of context. I don't know why this page is the worst page. I don't know. Titans CNH. The Susanator. Brock Hartford Dude. Yandere Neko. Anime. Now starring in I Made. Code Geese Patreon. Fern the Fern. G-Bottom aka Bear Chap. Rem doesn't completely. If I had a gun with two, have you considered...
These cutoffs they suck, but they are also kind of hilarious.
One way or another, it'll be fixed by next week, folks. Jax, Fenrir Foxwolf, Professor Fox, Jam Hands. Is Shaun single due to Farmer Weeb doesn't like spikes? Cassidy. And now we move on to the Boy Wizard tier. What are they going to get this week, Shaun?
Ah, man. Is it distasteful to give everybody a type of firearm?
Considering how they're used to the anime, probably.
Yeah. I have no ideas because I've already done bears, and I ran out of real bears and had.
Yeah, you struggled. You struggled with bears mightily. Lesbian media.
Lesbian media. Okay.
A lesbian movie to watch.
I gotta be very careful about my search.
Hey man.
Lesbian films. That seems good.
Hell yeah.
The ultimate lesbian movie list on IMDb.
Hey, there you go. On that list, we have Triangle Warlock.
I'm just going to have to trust that this list is accurate. Jack and Diane.
Rem, what is your opinion?
Heterosexual Jill.
Rem is now fully and/or.
Ambrosia.
Umbrasite.
Ashley.
Speaker Kumiko thinks.
Breaking the Girls.
That Mouse Girl.
Contracted.
Raccoon Operator.
Mosquita Imari.
Sporadic Silver.
Show Me Love.
Sammy K is here too.
Go Fish.
Rose Cop.
Better Than Chocolate.
You're saying these with such suspicion.
Well, because
I hate to say it, Shaun, you do sound actively distasteful reading out the names of apparently lesbian films.
Well, I'm just concerned because I don't know. It's a list from over 10 years ago is the other. So I'm just going to assume that it's accurate from this point.
Yeah, I mean Carver 271.
Pariah.
Chris Thorstad wants.
Cloudburst.
Happy Pride Month.
High Art.
Power Sales is WWE Question of the Month.
A mi madre le gustan las mujeres.
The Wheel of Ka keeps.
The Intervention.
Beethoven 1201.
Oh, this one has a Metascore of 23. Yoga Hosers.
Umtums.
First Girl I Love.
Silent Secondary.
Desert Hearts.
Miguel DeLeon.
Lost and Delirious.
All Father 413.
Heavenly Creatures.
And now we move on to the inappropriate Joey Wheeler tier, where Shaun will tell you which metaphorical animal person you are, and I will tell you for what trait that animal side of you is a quality for. What it's a metaphor.
Okay. Giving people animals. Easy enough.
On that list we have Akagi is best ship girl.
Let's give you Puffin.
And the puffin represents the side of you that is just an adorable dumbass. When you're an adorable dumbass, that's your puffin form coming out. Then we have follow anime out of context on Blue Sky.
Yeah, they can have koala.
For the koala, that represents when you become that's basically your Umaru-chan form, where you're just like a little less manic, but you're just like I'm gonna be home all day, vibing, eating. That's what it's gonna be. All right. Shaun Goon, too close.
I guess let's go with Rosate Spoonbill.
And that represents when you are hoisted by your own baton, right? When you flew too close to the sun and you fucking got. And you're like, I only have myself to blame, and that's when you become Rosate Spoonbill, when you're sort of looking at past you like, oh, son of a bitch.
Say one bird fact one too many times.
And last but not least, I was cooking chicken, And I can imagine what the rest of that one says, given last week.
Yeah. Let's go with let's go with one of my favorite little guys. Let's go with the Kakapo.
And that is when you are deliriously horny and you cannot think straight. Just absolutely deliriously horny. So there we go. Thank you all for tuning in. If you want to reach out for a comment, question, feedback, or recommendation, you can send an email over on to animeoutofcontext@gmail.com.
Once again, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. We love and appreciate you very, very much. And as always, don't fuck your sister.
Do 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 do.